This is St. Benedict the African, Roman Catholic Church, in the neighborhood of Englewood, Chicago. So first of all, this is a Roman Catholic church. Does it look like a Roman Catholic church? The Roman Catholic Church was established in the 4th century. At that time, the Emperor Constantine, who attacked Rome and won, said the reason he won was because he converted to Christianity the day before he attacked Rome. So he decided to name Christianity the state religion. All of a sudden now you have an entire population of Christians. Where are they going to worship? The largest, most vacant buildings were Roman basilicas. The basilicas were long and narrow and had an apse at the end, and they were used to train the military and for the law courts during the Roman Empire. They weren't originally built as Christian churches. When the Second Vatican Council was held in 1962 to 1965 in Rome, many changes took place out of that. It was a reform movement of the Roman Catholic Church to become more democratic, more empowering of the people in the congregation, moving the high altar, which was many steps up from the ground, back away from the people into the center of the congregation to establish a sense of community among the congregation where they could see each other, and where the communion table in the center was representing Christ being in the center of them, not outside. This is what happened here. This was built in the 1980s, 20 years after the Second Vatican Council, and it makes use of those doctrines that were created at that time. The architect for this was Jim Belly of Belly & Belly, who basically were Roman Catholic architects. So they did many Roman Catholic churches. Nothing ever like this. I'd have to commend them on their originality and ability to make the adjustments of Second Vatican Council when they built this. So some of the features that did come out of that are, first of all, this circular space. The circle represents a sense of equality. Every place on the circle is of equal importance compared to the center. That's not the case in a long, narrow space. Hierarchy is established when you have long, narrow spaces and a lot of changes in height. This is flat. So this particular space leaves the idea of hierarchy behind. This congregation was shaped by the Archdiocese of Chicago out of 5 African American congregations made into one. This piece of property here was one of those churches which had burned to the ground. So this is a new construction. Also, an effort was made through the Archdiocese to address and appreciate the ethnic origin of this congregation. On the inside, there's 2 feet of ground between the wall and the floor, and it creates a garden of African plants around the edge, which again kind of embraces that African American congregation. Also, because it's round, the seating is all chairs, it's not pews. This can be arranged in the way that's desired, but it creates again that sense of community. People can see each other. Full immersion baptism was not done basically in the Roman Catholic Church, but it was done in early Christianity in the Middle East, where baptismal fonts were dug into the ground. So this is actually going back to the origins of the Christian faith, before the Roman Catholic Church. This one holds 10,000 gallons of water, probably the largest one I've ever heard of. It was not really difficult to convince this congregation to do this, as it was other more established Roman Catholic churches, because the population of the south side of Chicago at that time was basically African American, but mainly Baptist, a Protestant denomination, and they already did full immersion baptism.
This is our aspiration of the wonderful city that we live in, should always be.
Cardinal Subich in Chicago decided to have a peace march in Englewood, where this church is located. It's one of the most dangerous areas of Chicago. And he decided to gather people and have a peace march, starting here and ending here, and walking through the neighborhoods It was really wonderful that this place was selected as the starting and ending place.
So let us begin and realize that what we did today in walking was just the first step, and let's continue to walk together.
Yes.